Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. How is everyone? How has your Tuesday been? Yes, I have a flower in my hair. I'll explain. Oh, yeah. End of a long day. Tuesday always feels like somehow the end of a long week, even though it's really my first day of work for the week. But it's kind of this coming back into, I don't want to say reality, but kind of like, it's interesting. I do this, all the coaching I do is mostly on the weekends and sometimes like Wednesday nights. But the last few weeks it's really been like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then like Tuesday through Wednesday I have my job as a psychologist. So, hi John. So it's interesting for me because Tuesday always feels kind of like Monday feels, I think, like to most people in the world. And I can hear my kids being super loud outside the door of this room, so don't mind them if you can hear them. And if I look a little hot, it's because I am. I think our air conditioning, or AC, I tried to combine that into air-C, is not functioning. And that normally wouldn't be an issue in October, but it's like 80 some degrees. So the downstairs in my house is a whole lot cooler than the upstairs, but I need to do this in a room that I can lock the door. So I'm going to be a little warm. That's okay. But what I wanted to talk to you tonight about is living the energy of what you'd like your life to be. And there's this clearing that I do quite a bit that comes out of a book, Right Riches for You, and has been sort of repurposed by Crystal Crawford as her awareness challenge that she does, which I highly recommend. You can check out her stuff. It's long, but it starts with what would it take for me to be willing to live the energy I would like my life to be. And it's a topic that's just come up a ton lately with my friends, with my clients, with everybody, kind of, is, what would you actually like your life to be? And what is the energy of that? And are you choosing it? And if you're not choosing it, like the clearing goes, what would it take to choose it? And so, to backstory, explain the flower in my hair. Before this, I took Reese, my little one, to get his stitches out from the whole ice skate issue last week. So we went to get his stitches out after I promised him that it wouldn't hurt getting his stitches out, and I was very wrong, and I once again sort of screwed that up. But afterwards, we went and got tacos and got ice cream, kind of a little place downtown, the town I live in, and Holden, my older son, went, and yes, there were definitely lots of bees today, John. That is true. But we went and we're walking to the park, and we had a little time, and he comes running with this flower, and he says, "Put it in your hair." And I have no doubt that he pulled it off of a perfectly functioning flower, but, we're going to overlook that for his intention. And, and I did. And it's funny, I love the tropics, and I always have, and I love the beach and the energy of that, and I don't have that in Illinois at all. But there's something to having a flower in your hair that suddenly makes you feel very tropical and beachy. And it reminds me a lot of my youth and, when I would go to the beach with my family and all of that. And so, I looked in the mirror and I was like, you know what? We're going to leave that because that's right on point with my thought this evening on what is the energy you'd like your life to be? Is it flowers in your hair? Is it beauty? Is it appreciation for nature? Is it grounding and being in a space with earth where you feel connected? And if it is, are you choosing that? And I don't know that I had been choosing that for the last few days. Things have been busy and all sorts of things. The weather hasn't been great, so it was, warm today, but I always feel better. I think maybe you guys saw, I think it was last Thursday, I worked 12 hours on Thursdays, and I had a break, and I went for a walk just outside my building. There's a pond and things. And I was like, oh, I feel so much better when I get into nature for a minute and get out of my windowless office and go be in the world and in nature. And there's something different there. And there's all sorts of things in our life like that. It's not always, for me, I'm a nature person, but I know not everybody is, and that's okay too. But when you look at your life and you look at, your day-to-day, are you choosing stress? Are you choosing overwhelm? Are you choosing having too much to do? Are you choosing anger, frustration? Is that the energy you'd like your life to be? Probably not. And what would you like your life to be? If you were to really think and maybe journal on it or write it down. I even did that a little bit before I hopped in tonight. To what is that? What is the energy I'd actually like my life to be? And I came up with a few things of kindness and generosity and gratitude and joy and flowers in my hair and fun. And am I choosing that? Sometimes. I did this bars class on Saturday and it was amazing. And every time I do a bars class, it's it gets better and better. Access Consciousness Bars, if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, you can look it up. Go to the Access Consciousness website. It's accessconsciousness.com, and there's a bars, button to click, because the actual bars site's really long. But basically the bars are 32 points on the head that, when lightly touched, just release all the stuff that's stuck. And I teach these classes, and I did a class on Saturday, and it was my biggest class I've done yet. There were 8 people there, and bars classes can range from 4 to 12, whatnot. But every time I teach a bars class, I go into this space of me, and it's really interesting because I'm I don't know, it's I become somebody different, and then I'm no, that's not it. I just become 100% me, and it's really cool, and it's this phenomenon and connection with people and generosity and caring and greatness, and it's fun, and we're laughing, and it was a really awesome class, and I think it created so much change with those people, but in the world, because they'll now go out and do this with other people and create more and create more. And when I have those experiences, I realize that's the energy of what I'd like my life to be. And so I would ask that for you. What is that? What would you like? What is the energy that you would like your life to be with work? What is the energy that you'd like your life to be in relationships? What is the energy you'd like your life to be with yourself when you're just on your own, with you time? Are you taking time to have some solitude, to meditate, to write, to take walks, to run? What is the energy you'd like your life to be in learning, in creation? Are you creating something in your world? Are you creating in business? Are you creating in artistic ways? Are you creating in the ways you decorate? What is it that you're creating in the world? Have you thought about it? And in what way are you creating the energy of your life? And what else? What else could you choose that would bring you closer to that? So I was reading, like I do, and I want to read more, actually. I do this. I'll open my book, because I always kind of follow the energy of what I want to talk about and sort of know that something will appear in the pages in front of me, and it always does. And, but then I start reading, I'm oh, I need to skim this all really fast. This is all so good. And I realize it's ridiculous, and I just need to sit with it. And I'll share something with you now, and I'm sure, in future times I may share the rest of what I got to. But excuse me, I was reading in Blessed Possibilities, which I have under 7 things in here. And Gary Douglas is talking about comfort and discomfort, and how we think that when we start to shift our reality or to choose the energy of what we'd like our life to be, that it's always comfortable. And it's not. Sometimes change and moving into phenomenons, moving into a space of what we'd like our life to be, isn't comfortable. And that doesn't mean that it's bad or not taking us where we want to go. Sometimes moving towards the energy of what we'd like our life to be is uncomfortable. Sometimes it's fear-based, anxiety-based. We get, tightness in our chest and our solar plexus because it's different, because it's scary to move towards the things that we actually care about, to move towards the things that would actually create change in our lives and in the world. And what if we could be okay with that discomfort and know that that's not a wrongness, but a willingness to move into what we'd like our life to actually be? So I wanted to read this for you. It's relatively quick. Gary says, nothing occurs in your life. You create it. You are creating that for what reason? When you call something an occurrence, you are not acknowledging the fact that you are creating it, that you are choosing it, and that it is something that has value to you. You don't ask, or you don't, I would think this has value based on what? Or an infinite being would choose this for what reason? What if everything you've been asking for requires you to exist in the space of not comfortable? What if uncomfortable is an indication that you are getting everything you would actually like to have, and comfortable means you get to be like everybody else? You have made uncomfortable wrong. Wrong, so very wrong. It is wrong to be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable means some wrongness is about to occur. But the only thing about to occur is awareness. Try asking, what possibility am I avoiding with the uncomfortable I'm choosing? Uncomfortable is just an awareness of change, my friend. That's all it is. Stop trying to make yourself comfortable and start enjoying the misery. You've defined uncomfortable as miserable and comfort as an unawareness that works for you. You have to choose it. You have to look at it and say, you know what? Enough of this. This is crap. If I were choosing my reality, what would I choose? That's the question. That's the one thing that will get you out of it. All of you have to do this, You have to start asking, if I were choosing my reality, what would I choose? You've got to start choosing your reality, because if you don't, you're doomed. It's all a creation. What would happen if you went to, wow, what's about to happen that I'm not comfortable with? If you get clear that you are willing to have discomfort and realize something is about to occur that you haven't been expecting or you haven't been willing to receive, you won't say, oh my God, this is terrible, I want to go back to comfort. You will never choose comfort. You will choose possibility above all things. That wasn't short at all. I'm sorry. I had a couple different areas highlighted in there, and I thought I'd pick one or two. Sorry, I went through all of them. But how does it get any better than that? What if we were willing to choose uncomfortable to move towards what we'd actually like our life to be? And what would that create? What would that be or bring into our reality? Yeah. So maybe journal on it. Maybe meditate on it. But think about it this week. Feel the energy of it. What is it that you'd actually like your life to be? What would you like it to feel like? What would you like to have as your reality? And are you willing to choose it? Even if it's uncomfortable for some time. Even if it's weird and wonky and strange because it's new. Are you willing to move towards it? All right. I think that's all I have tonight, you guys. I'll leave you with that. I'm so grateful for you. If you found this valuable at all, I just would ask that you share it. Have a great night, you guys. Thanks.